and welcome to Gaming Reviews. Today we're going to talk about a little student project called Monomino, which was released on the 6th of October on Steam. Monomino is a two-dimensional casual side-scroller where the one and only goal is to guide little blocky babies to the end of the stage, which is represented by a golden door. You can help them by correctly placing a specific selection of Tetris-like blocks onto gaps that are otherwise impossible to be crossed. You can select between three types of blocks that all provide different combinations for making stairs, bridges, or a combination of the two. The more babies that make it to the end, the better the score. Once you place a block, you can't undo this, so you have to carefully analyze the map before placing them. The system forces you to develop quick reflexes on how to combine certain blocks to overcome obstacles during a stage. There are also a few special items, such as explosive babies or police officers, that can alter the path the babies are escaping. These can be unlocked on later stages. The gameplay seems to be inspired from Lemmings and Mousecraft, borrowing the Tetris blocks and the escaping aspect. The problem between the three though is that Monomino feels like a very simple compromise between the two aforementioned games with almost nothing fresh or new. Just having a more simplistic, different design with little challenge that only gets interesting near the very last levels. It also has some numerous bugs that I will be addressing now. The general difficulty is extremely easy for the older generation, so I would definitely say that the game is designed for younger people. I simply rolled through the first 40 levels, of which a handful were maybe a little bit more difficult than the other ones. There are 100 levels provided, of which 60 are actually functional in the game. This caught me by surprise, as when I reached the final level, I couldn't progress any further. So I first thought that this was a bug, but after reaching out to the developers, they actually said that 60 is the current amount available, as 100 wasn't a realistic goal. I'm fine with that, but then I don't understand why they left the 40 remaining levels to be displayed at the main menu, making us think that we can go to level 100, and not tell us with a message that there currently are only 60 available. Speaking of menus, the main one is extremely simplistic with no settings. You cannot change the sound, you cannot change the music or change any visual settings whatsoever. I really would have loved a mute option, because the music that is being played during the stages is very repetitive, as most of the soundtracks are 10 seconds loop pieces that just play over and over and over again. Lastly, there are some gameplay related bugs, where babies fall through blocks when they are supposed to run over them, and random level freezes, where you are forced to quit and reopen the game. They did think of a few good things though. For instance, the speed up button is a great addition to the game, as it allows your babies to go twice as fast when the level detects that you have placed all the blocks correctly. The only problem though is that certain levels require you to collect blocks with the aid of the babies during the stage, which means that if some of them don't necessarily need to be collected to still complete the level, it won't allow you to speed up because the game still thinks that you didn't place all of the blocks. The good thing is that there are really a few levels in question, so this really won't be much of a problem. Another great function in the game is a replay button that, once pressed, will instantly reload the level without too much waste of time. It will zoom in every time in every replay like usual, but it allows you to analyze the stage every time. It's fast, simple and easy. Finally, while I did say that the general difficulty will be easy for most veterans of this genre, the progression in between each level is really well done and feels rewarding. When a new element or a new item is being introduced, they won't bother you with the next 20 levels showing and explaining exactly how that new feature works. Instead, they will quickly combine new elements with the older ones that were learned earlier in the game. Monomino earns a 7 out of 10 because it's simply a good working game that will fill your spare time with fun and addictive gameplay. The game was a student project from the Nanyang Polytechnic School, and I have to admit they really did a good job on this casual side-scrolling game. There are enough levels to keep you busy with around 2 hours of gameplay, and the price generally seems fair for the given content. But Monomino simply falls short in terms of originality, as it doesn't bring anything new to the table, and other technical issues keep it away from a potential 8 or maybe even a 9 out of 10. And to finish, it could greatly have benefited from a few Steam achievements which would quickly add more replayability to the gameplay. If you're still searching for a good time filler on either Steam or your mobile phone, don't hesitate to stop by Monomino and give it a chance. My name is Joris, and I'll see you in the next review. Generally, the gameplay seems to be inspired from other games. Earns a 7 out of 10 because it's simply a good working game that will fill your spare time with fun and addictive gameplay. By the Nanyang Polytechnic School. From the Nanyang Polytechnic School.